Hello. Boop, boop, boop. You can have the rest when Gerry comes over. Oh, here he come. Good morning, handsome. Morning, Drew. Good morning, Carl. Oh, I did not scatter those at all. There you go, bunnies. Good morning, Tried to Buzz. Good morning, Joe. How's everyone doing? How was everyone's weekends? Mine was so social. I didn't really get any like decompressed time, and I feel a bit like, oh. Morning, Lactoso. It was very lovely, obviously. It's nice to do stuff. But yeah. Good morning, Mizira. Morning, Anhol. Good morning, Veru. Warm, yeah. I was sort of resigned to being like, oh, okay, it's it's we've had the sunny time, now we're on the way to autumn, and it was like, no, I'm back again. Good morning, genius. Palin, thank you very much for the 32 months. Oh, and Cosmic, thank you very much for the 65 months at tier 3. Time for some good content. Oh, which stream are you off to watch? Tiki, thank you very much, both. Cosmic, I think you were in my dream last night. I'm pretty sure you were. But it was honestly, my dreams recently have been so all over the place. Did I say morning, genius? Morning, Thomas. Good morning, Zara. When it happen again? I think you were watching What We Do in the Shadows. But it was like a What We Do in the Shadows Bridgerton mashup or something. And it was like the latest season of that, and I was like, oh, I've not seen this season yet. Good morning, Rob. Warm but glorious rain and thunder. I don't know if we're going to be having any, that was it. I was in, morning, David. I was in an art class, and then I was like, do you know what? I can't do this anymore. I feel bad that I'm going to let the teacher down, but I just cannot do this. And I went up to the teacher, sat behind like in like this little booth with a desk in front of them, but more like a shop desk than a teacher's desk. And I went up and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm quitting. And she was like, oh, you still get 10% of your course cost refunded. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting to get anything, so that's nice. And she actually didn't seem that fussed that I was leaving. I was like, okay. My name's Vaki. So yeah, I left, and then Lewis was there. Something happened with Lewis. I was telling him something, but I can't remember what. But I was like, and we were at like an old woodeny dock, and he was like, oh, come and tell me what's wrong. You can tell me, it's okay. And then as I was leaving, that's when Cosmic was watching the TV show, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take the money that I saved from quitting art class, and I'm going to spend it on acting lessons. And that was like how I ended the dream. I decided that was what I was going to do. I was going to take acting lessons, and I was going to try and become a star. And then I woke up. How bizarre. But yeah, my dreams have really been like, I think it's the heat. Just the stuffiness. I think my dreams have really been all over the place. It's just very big, very real, very messy. Get money, Jesus. Just act like an artist. Mayhaps. Mayhaps. I've been listening to that song again, the How Bizarre one. Oh, the How Bizarre? How Bizarre? Doot, 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 doot. I've not had that in ages. Morning, Night Sham. Do you know what? I did actually think of the year 2020. I had decided to, oh, Jiva, thank you very much for, oh my gosh, 48 months. Good morning. I hope you're doing good. I did decide that I was going to sign up to improv classes at the local theatre. I was like, do you know what? I always loved improv in school. And then I didn't get to do drama at school because in my school you had to choose. Turkey, thank you for the 6 months. Congratulations on your poop carrot. Good morning. And I chose, do you know what? Thinking about it, I chose art, and that's why I couldn't do drama. So maybe this is what the dream was trying to tell me. And so I never got to do drama, even though I absolutely loved it, because you just had to choose, which is silly because you would have thought those are two things that people who like them are probably quite likely to like both of them. If you just want to go for like creative routes. Patience, thank you very much for the 6 months as well. Happy Monday to the Blues and Brenny and the lovely community here. Hope you all have wonderful days. Oh, thank you. But I hated art and drama, so that adds by the opposite of that. I don't remember why I chose art, because I've never been particularly artistic, and I loved drama, so I don't know what I was thinking then. I must have had some reason. But I looked into joining an improv class, and then COVID happened, and obviously everything stopped happening. And then I sort of forgot to do it after that, because I guess I wasn't sure when anything was opening up again. But maybe I should look into it again now. Maybe I shall. COVID happened, so you had to improvise. True. That was my first test. And I'll go back to them and I'll be like, how did I do? It's been 4 years. Can I have my certificate now? Thank you. But I would love to. Do you know what? The other thing is, I've been thinking recently that I would love to go to singing classes as well, because it'd just be nice to. I think it's one of those things that when I was at school and I was being taught stuff, I didn't really want to learn it, so I wasn't ever good at school. But I guess now, when you get into, deep adulthood, and come on in, improvement, and you get a bit more like, do you know what? I actually want to learn this, and I actually want to hone this as a skill. So I guess I'm just at that stage now where I'm just like, do you know what? I do want to learn things. You know how terrible a student I was and how little I learned in school and all of this malarkey. Now I want to learn. But I guess I should pick one as a treat. And learn that. So you can beast the karaoke. Yeah, it's one of those things that I've got an acceptable singing voice, but I've not got a strong singing voice. I don't know if it's just because I've never did any lung training, or I think I just don't know which part you're actually meant to sing from, because when people are like, you sing from here and you do this, and they say words like diaphragm and stuff like that, whereas that's the stuff I don't know. So it would be nice to learn like the proper technique. It comes from the mouth. Well, see, that's where I've been going wrong. So yeah, it would just be, I just thought it would be nice to learn you know, how to be a bit stronger. But yes. Oh. I'm surprised you weren't on the ice pod before, to be honest, Fifi. I assume that's where you were heading when you came over this way. 'Cause 'tis a warm, stuffy day. I think even the boy is on an ice pod on the blankie. But to be fair, I do think oh yeah, look, he is. My mum did get me this thing that is meant to be good training for your lungs. It's like sort of like a big inhaler thing that you can set. What's the word? Not friction, resistance. And you use it to like build up your lungs. And I've not done it, so I should do that. That should be the first step of things. But yeah. But yes. Look at this boy. So smushy. Good morning, Asenta. For the record, just so you know, I absolutely detest people referring to me as Brian. So if you could not, that would be lovely. My automatic assumption is that you're trying to misgender someone, and that is not something I will stand for in this community. So yes, just a little side note there. Thank you. That's okay. I know it's not intended. But yes. Look at this little floppy baby boy. Look at he. You know it must be warm when Blanky is an acceptable spot for ice pod. He's gonna have one little like melted away cheek section on the ice pod. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the previous cheek section. You'd just be able to see a little Gerry outline. A precious Cinnabon he is. Maybe this is how I should spend my day, just lying around on a nice pod. Come on in, Poke. I'm picturing that breathing exercise apparatus you described as a harmonica. Look, it's the latest technology. It's absolutely state of the art. Pulls out harmonica. Kirby Craft Tiny Toons was hilarious last Friday. It was good fun. And Kirsty and I managed to keep it together a bit more in our stream than we had the previous year. I think they learned and gave us calm games. Also, we had calm games before and it was us. We were the problem thinking about it. But yeah. Oh, so my weekend, I had my stream with Kirsty, and we I wished us to do 3 games and they looked fun. And then afterwards I like popped out very quickly just to a cafe with a couple of friends. And then I had to abandon them, Kirsty being one of them. I had to abandon them within the hour because I went off and I met my friend's puppy, who is a cutie patootie, and he's naughty and I love him. But just like, standard puppy naughty. And the funny thing was, we were taking my other friend's dog to meet him, and he's a little like wire-haired dachshund, and my friend's dog is a Labrador, like a black lab, and the little puppy was obviously therefore like small enough size to just walk underneath him all the time, which he probably will be when he's fully grown as well. But he kept on trying to chew on his willy. He would like walk underneath him and then he'd look up and be like, oh. And the big dog was being so patient with him. he was just sort of like gently correcting him, like, no, 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 just like moving him out the way. Um, and then they like ran off down the garden together, and we just saw the bigger dog do like a big correction, just sort of turn around and be like, "Ham," and then he just ran off, looking so happy with himself. He like ran back towards us, tail wagging, like hee hee hee. We're like, no. Um, Hello, Pim. And then Charlie just stands awkwardly when that happens. Yeah. I guess they don't know what to like. What do you do in that situation? um, and then the after that happened, the big wise dog, he's like 10 years old, so he's a proper grown-up doggo. He just became like a naughty puppy, and he started like digging up the lawn, and he was just like eating things out of flower pot. And he's normally like the most, he's a well-behaved good boy. And it was like he suddenly thought like, hang on, I remember what I was like as a puppy. I don't get to do all these things anymore. And it was so funny because like he was like digging up these massive lumps of the lawn, and then the puppy would run over and start running around with them in his mouth, and my friend was constantly trying to, because like obviously like 90% of owning a puppy is what's that in your mouth, drop it, leave. She was just having to like wrestle all of these things out. And there was me sat in the middle, dogless, finding it all hilarious. Knowing that the bunnies were behaving perfectly well at home. But yeah, that was lovely. And then came back. And what did I do in the evening? I think I just watched some Olympics or I think I played some WoW, which I guess is also a very social activity. Hello. I don't have any food for you yet. I was just sitting back. Gerry's still moulding ears. He's still got his fluffy little sides and his fluffy little bum. It's going through. There's a little tuft there. It's pretty much through on his face now. But yeah, he's taking his time with this molt. But yeah, very much anti-not mum energy, like you say. And then yeah, played some WoW. We're in the Barrens now. But still having to occasionally pop back to Orgrimmar. Very lovely. Who would get back into WoW these days? I know, it's terrible. Oh, thank you, Gerry. I get the booty. And then on Sunday, got up and I had a crafternoon planned. So we went to Lydia's, and I carried on with some embroidery and felt like, a proper Jane Austen lady. I said it was like Lydia's finishing school, making us proper women. But that was fun. We had the Olympics on, and I've never watched a game of basketball in my life, but it was really tense. It was very enjoyable. We only watched like I only paid attention for about the last 10 minutes. But it was like, no, it was the ladies' America-France gold medal game. Called the Crafternoon by its true name. If it's a cute one, we call it a Crafternoon. If it's a spicy one, we call it a Stitch and Bitch. But this was a Crafternoon. This was very gentle. And it was, but yeah, it was very lovely. And it came down to 1 point, and the ball, literally, I don't have a ball, that was just a hand motion, Fifi. The ball literally like went through the hoop as the final whistle blew, and it was like, oh, and if the person had have been like 3 inches back, they would have equalised, but they scored a 2-point hoop instead of a 3-point, and it was like, wow, it was amazing. I see why people watch this sports thing now. If it goes wrong, is it a craftastrophe? Maybe. Good morning, Megalomaniac. And are you gonna bite me? Oh, please no. Please no. Oh, and I also watched the end of the marathon, which had the lady from Bhutan, and she was like an hour behind I think like 55 minutes maybe behind the last person who had finished. But she was still going, and so many people stayed out to cheer her on, and it was really lovely. And the commentators were just having to sort of chat amongst themselves for the whole time. But it was nice to watch. And I'm glad that she finished. There was a time where a couple of times where she slowed down to walking, and they were saying how much more difficult it is to like get back into a jog or not just stop when you've slowed down to walking. But she finished. She did like 3 hours 55, I think, in the end. She was hoping to get 3 hours 26, which I think she said was her previous record. But I think just finishing is amazing. So yeah, I couldn't do a bloody marathon. So still very impressive. I saw some of the pentathlon one, but they used laser pistols. What? So I guess that's it now, because they had the closing ceremony, didn't they? Which I didn't see, but I didn't see the opening ceremony, to be honest. But I did that, and then I came home, and then it was the family call, which was hilarious. Basically, my niece joined the call, and she was like, I got these flip-flops from Primark. And my dad, her grandfather, was like, back in my day, we didn't have Primark. I had to get my flip-flops from the Woolworths. And my niece was just like, you got flip-flops from a walrus? And he was like, no, a Woolworths. And then it carried on for ages. And he was like, you used to be able to buy a whole tin of broken biscuits. And my niece just piped up, did the walrus sit on them? And it broke me. I just giggled for so long. And then my other favourite line from her was, we were talking about all the different types of biscuits you used to be able to get. And my niece just goes, you got ginger nuts in the olden days. I was like, yes, the modern invention, ginger nuts. Yeah. Oh my gosh, she did make me giggle. The olden days. Bless her. She's 13 now. She's old enough to have a Twitch account. I should put her to work. It's really sweet. I got this message because I got her plate up for, well, just because I got given a copy for the Switch, so I was like, oh, I'll give that to her. And I played it with her when I was last back at home when I went to visit. We were playing a bit together, and then I was like, oh, I'm not sure if she's going to play it on her own, because obviously it's like a bit of a different experience when you're playing on your own. So but it turns out that she has been, and I got this message from my mum being like, she's been asking me all these questions about Playtop, and I've had to Google them because I don't know any of the answers, but we've got through it now. And I was like, you could have just asked me. I would have told you. But I was talking to her about it yesterday, and she was like, oh, it is difficult on your own, isn't it? I was like, yeah, I don't play on my own very much. It's nice with a friend. Bless her. But yeah, Mum absolutely sweating it through the wiki. Yes. Did your niece also ask when Alistair is handing the friend poster back in? I know, he called me ungrateful because he put me and Kirsty in the patch notes. And then he was like, and you're still just complaining about the poster. And I was like, well, yeah, you can't distract me with fancy patch notes. I want the poster. Be that cool, my auntie knows the developer and plays it early birds and no one believes it's cool. Yeah. My auntie works at the Yogscast. Who? Huh? The what? Which is, why is he having to patch if it's so great? Because they added tacos. Anniversary tacos, which I've still not played. I've played the... I don't know why he removed it in the first place, because he's a pickle is why. Thank you for the follow. I played the like mod tacos, but I've not played official tacos. Oh, the other thing that happened at the weekend was that I saw balloons, because it was the balloon fiesta. And as I was coming back from my friend's house, there were lots and lots of balloons. Mayhaps even 99, but they were not red. But I saw they had the Grand Appeal balloon was up. And I looked up and I was like, that's weird. I've been inside that. I was trying to explain to my friend that I meant like inside the actual balloon part, not inside the basket and up in the balloon. I was like, no, I went in it. I didn't go in it. I was like in it. Good morning, cow. But yeah, so a bit of Ped showing off the new update. There's a crane you can use now to move stuff around. Ooh. Good morning, Emma. Play it tomorrow for Taco Tuesday. I'm off tomorrow. I forgot to do a schedule because I'm not sure what's happening on Thursday. And then, you know, when you like go to do something, there's a stumbling block and then your mind mentally ticks it off just because you've thought about it. I did that and then I didn't do a schedule in the end. But yeah, I'm off tomorrow and Wednesday. So I won't be able to do a Taco Tuesday this week. But another week. Mayhaps. Boop, 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 boop. Being feisty, Gerry. You keep on coming over until I've got food. She's like, one of these days, you'll have something that's of use to me. Good morning, Melon. But what was I going to say? Boop. 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 Because I think the neighbour's just gone up a ladder. He's listening intently to the ladder sound. Aren't you, baby boy? But yeah, it's going to be a very strange week this week because Alex is going away for the week today. So he'll be heading off. I'll probably be walking him out to after the bunny stream. And then I leave for a night tomorrow, so I have people staying in the house for a night to look after the bunnies. Not Arnhall. And then yeah, I'll have to put up with 2 nights in the house on my own. It's going to be very strange. Not used to it at all. Not on. No. I would have done a bun stream. True. Oh, and if you were to stay and look after the bunnies, would you do a bunny stream? You'd have to be going to work. Doing worky things. Serious business. Oh, Kyle, thank you very much for gifting us sub. Thank you. It is very kind of you. Oh, yeah, I guess you get three, I don't know, Apple TV 3 months. I can't remember what the thing is. I don't know. It'll be fun. Sure, we can watch them eat a whole nan each. Oh. See, this is why Arnhall isn't allowed to stay. Money, Max. Does anyone want my Apple TV months? You can watch. The only thing I know that's on Apple TV is Ted Lasso, but I'm sure there's other good stuff on there. If no kindness here, just getting my Apple TV. That's really. Oh yeah, Severance. Severance is very good. Although, is there a new? The new series isn't out yet, is it? Of that, it's still just the one. Just the one series, actually. I know 5 people have had Apple TV, and every single one got it free trial to watch Ted Lasso and then didn't renew it. That's fair news. But yeah, we've not got it to. We tend to like cycle through which ones we've got. Tell you what though, yesterday, I'll say this whilst he's not here. Yesterday I was watching an episode of Frasier and it just happened to have Aaron Eckhart in it. And I did such a double take because I know people joke that he looks like Ted or Ted looks like him, whichever way around. But I genuinely did a double take of like, Ted's just walked in, what the heck? He's never mentioned being in Frasier. And I was like, oh no, it's that other guy. It's the guy who looks like. And then it gets weirder. I was like, I should message Ted and see how he is because I've not spoken to him in a little bit. And as I went to open my messages, because I don't have notifications on my phone, as I went to open my messages, I had a message from Ted. Even weirder than that, it just said slut cucumber. So the story just keeps expanding. And I got to ask how he was. In his defense, it's because I had put up a picture of a caterpillar and asked, well, no, I'm not defending Ted. I put up a picture of a caterpillar and said, what is this? And he had replied, a slut cucumber. Which it turned out it was actually a privet hawk moth. So he was wrong. But it did mean I got to check in on him anyway. Ascenda, thank you very much for the 7 months. Slut cucumber, yes. It wasn't. It was a very jazzy moth. My dad, I showed my dad a picture of it, and he kept being like, cabbage white. And I was like, it's not a cabbage white. And he was like, no, cabbage white. And whatever I said, I was like, but he showed me a picture of a cabbage white. I was like, it looks nothing like that. It's got stripes down the side and a little stick out its bum. And he was just like, some sort of cabbage white. I was like, it's not. So yeah, privet hawk moth. It was just a really jazzy little guy. He was really wriggling along. And he had just crossed the road as well. He had crossed the road to get to a privet hedge, and he had managed to do all of sorry, Vivi's just peeking over my jumper. Hello. They do move weird. He was so just like I could have watched him for ages. If anyone's on Instagram, I think the video of it should still be in my stories. If you want to see a wiggly little guy. But yeah, I just wanted to know what he was. And that is what it turns out. At least I think the hedge he was heading towards was a privet hedge. I don't know if I'm the best at recognising privet, I'll be honest. Oh, that was a good tuft. Oh, lovely. But anyway, that was my weekend. And that is the week that I am heading towards. I'll be, I was going to try and do some Tiny Teams demos today. But truth be told, I've not really had a chance to look through the games and see which ones have demos. Sure, your dad would agree it's definitely some kind of privet, yeah. It's cabbage white privet. Kingdom Hearts was in Tiny Teams. Oh, really? Was it made by only 5 people, Kingdom Hearts? I didn't know. When you put it in that context, yeah, it is quite an impressive game. But yeah, and on Thursday, I think there's like a closing thing of Tiny Teams. Just Shapes and Beats, I wouldn't be surprised if it was more of a tiny team. I can see that being. Probably is. Probably. There's one Becky Ozzy did where you walk around a Japanese town, take a picture of your cats for your socials. Yeah, I saw Rose yesterday. She was telling us about that. It did sound very lovely. But yeah, that was the other thing. After the family call last night, I suddenly had to edit. So Kirsty and I found time to record a mini episode for the Patreon on Monday last week. And then we didn't actually get a chance. I didn't get a chance to edit it until Friday because I had some like freelance work going on. So I was like, okay, I'll just have to edit this on Friday. And then Kirsty had left and was heading down. And I sat down at my desk and I was like, okay, I've got a good hour to edit this mini episode and get it done and get it out on Friday. It's a day late, but because we try and put things out on, Thursday at the latest. But it'll still be within the week. And then I looked in the drive and Kirsty's file hadn't uploaded, so I couldn't edit it in the end. And I was just like, oh. And I was like, what can I do? So then it got to the point where I was like, well, she's going back tomorrow. She can just send it to me and then I can edit it then. And then I had a busier Saturday than I was expecting. Then it got to the point where it was Sunday evening and I was like, well, technically it's still within the week, so it still counts. Because I was so determined that I was like, I'm not going to miss a week. We've put something out every week on the Patreon since we started it. I was like, this week is not going to be any exception. So it went out at like 11:35, but technically still within the week. It's just been a bit of an odd one with extra work and Kirsty travelling. She didn't bring Taboo down because he's it was just for one night, so I think it would have been just too much of a disturbance for him. But also he's been a bit of a poorly boy these last few months, so especially reason not to disturb he. First time catching a stream is somewhere more chill than I can imagine. It's even more chill if you just mute it and watch the bunnies, to be honest. Then you don't have my rambling over the top of it. Fuck, thank you very much for the 40 months. Fly me how the time flies. Yep, they do say time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. Your rambling is amazing. Oh, thank you. Good morning, elusive. But I'll be seeing Kirsty tomorrow and we're going to visit the Blue Cross. I think we get to see horses, which will be nice. But yeah, I'm curious what it's going to be like. We're doing like a Tiltify workshop. So hopefully we're going to come back and we are going to be the heckin' best fundraisers ever. We're going to raise millions, save all the animals, bish bash bosh. Work will be done. That's the fingers crossed of it. But I was thinking, like, Maybe I could take our little Zoom recorder, and we could record an episode together in bed again. um, but it means I need to have a more solid dream than all of my floaty random dreams I've had. I've also just had really horrible dreams recently. Like, I had one where Fifi had terrible, like, hemorrhagic diarrhea. And I had one where a bigger hamster attacked Fauna. And it was just all of this, like, horrible things that I'm just like, why is this going around in my brain? I had one where there was this man who came into the house. He was a neighbour, and I invited him in to see the bunnies, and then everyone left, and it was just me and him in the house, and he turned around and he was just like, I know who you are, by the way. And it turned out that he was like a big Yogs fan, and I was suddenly like, I'm alone with this man in my house, and it was really like scary. And yeah, just stuff like that I'm just like, why why am I on high alert in the dream plane? Did the new homes get named yet? They did, but I cannot remember any of their names. But there were 4 new ones. Had a message yesterday from the rescue being like how we've got so many hamsters now, how we need to start rehoming these hamsters. Does anyone have any ideas? So Arnhall, you have to step up and do your bit and adopt a little hamster, okay? Because then I can look cool to the rescue, because I'll be like, well, I got one adopted. So yeah, that is how it do be. I guess I should give the bunnies a treat. Look how much, in all this time, look how much I got out of Gerry. That's you, that's your floof. I stole it. I did. I know. Thank you for the kisses. Can I give the buns a whole nana if I adopt a hom-hom? I'm trying to think what the smallest type of banana is, because you do get some very tiny bananas. So maybe if it was a teeny tiny one, they could have a whole one, but even then that would be very terrible for them. Apart from Gerry, because he's a skinny little thing and he needs chonking up, don't you? Look at this. So tiny. He's a tiny boy. And I probably need to order your birthday cake now, Gerry. Because it's coming up to your birthday. Yes, it is. In fact, this week it'll mark a month till his birthday. Because you keep stealing he floof, I know. I know. Oh, hello. Hello. Do. Okay, go over this way and then come over here. Well done, Gerry. And you want these? I had to steal a bit because it looked a bit manky. You can have that bit back. That bit's fine. There's just a bit of a dodgy leaf in there, which I thought you better leave. Oh no, Gerry, no, he's got snuffums. Okay, well done, bunnies. Good munchies. That's all there is. I'm sorry. I know, Fifi. This is how I feel when the food is gone as well. She actually just lay down for cuddles today, which was nice. Reminds you how much he used to snuff but doesn't anymore. Yeah, I'm glad. Like, he's had times where he's not been snuffing at all. It is slowly coming back a bit more, so I've had to nebulize him every now and then. But I am glad that it sort of got to the bottom of it and it has cleared up a lot. Hello. Gail, thank you very much for the 27 months. Thank you. I hope you are having... Oh, he's he laid on the edge of the blanket and he's just slowly rolling off. I don't think you planned that very well, did you, Gerry? Whee! Did you mean to do that? Now you're just sort of mostly on the floor. Mostly. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make you jump in such a fashion. Are you going to be able to get back up again? It's going to be a bit of a wriggly struggle, I think. Hello? Jeez, I need to, even though I'm only going away for one night, I need to make such a list of all the things that I've got to do before I can go, because it's just, it does get complicated with little ones. Oh, look at he. The schedule said there was no stream on Monday, but it was last week's schedule. Oh, sorry, I've not done this week's one. I'll do it after the stream most likely. But today I thought I would just play Tiny Teams games as it do be Tiny Teams this week still. I thought I'd just play through a couple of those. But I need to go to the... Oh, do I need to go to the shop? Well, I do need to go to the shop. I need to walk out and get some stuff. But then I can do it... You know, I'm trying to, like, figure out the order in which I do everything that I need to do at the moment. Because it's going to be very strange when Alex isn't here. I'm not very good at, like, cooking for one person either. So, that's going to be a tough one. Yeah, it's gonna be odd. But then I guess on Tuesday night I'll be staying away. So I guess it's better that our times that we're away have doubled up rather than it being that... Wait, no, I mean not doubled up, have like stacked. Rather than it being that I go away and then he goes away and we get less time. But yeah. Dad made me chuckle on the Tiny Teams the other day. Said it used Bernard's watch to eat a Subway sandwich over and over again. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess that is one use for it. But what would that... Like, what would be the implications of it? I never really understood the science behind Bernard's watch. So if you pause time and then you ate something and then you unpause it, would it like suddenly... Would it be as if you suddenly just instantly teleported a sandwich inside you? Like how... Or is time not affected? Is Bernard not affected by it? Because I was thinking about... Weirdly, I was thinking about Bernard's watch the other day and the implications of like the kinetic energy of things. So if you moved like an object from one place to another, would it just move solidly, or would there still be like force behind it when you unpause time? I don't know. I don't understand it. Speaking of Tiny Toons, I finally got Balatro and dumped 90 minutes into it. Straight to my favourites list. Ah, that's nice. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Sounds like nerd talk. This sounds like the sort of thing I need to ask Simon Clark. But yeah, I used to get scared of Bernard's watch because I worried that one day Bernard was going to accidentally drop it when he was paused, and he obviously isn't a watch mender. So I was like, one day we're all just going to be trapped for eternity in a paused state. Well, I guess you wouldn't know, would you? I mean, it could have happened. It could have been that the world has been paused for centuries whilst Bernard, found books on how to fix a watch and then fixed it again, and we just wouldn't know. But yeah. Was there ever like I would use it to nap constantly. You could use it to cheat at pub quizzes, I guess. But yes, there's probably quite a few money-making opportunities if you were in control of time. Ugh. I'm all out of sourdough, so I don't know what to have for breakfast. But yeah, maybe I will pop to the shops before. I need to get a birthday card for my dad and get it posted, because Bristol Post is famously unreliable. One plot line, like a criminal stole it and caused havoc. Yeah, I think there's I remember I used to use it to cheat at football. He'd be in goal and freeze time when the shot came in and move himself and then unfreeze it. That's so naughty. That's so naughty. A birthday card for Gerry. He can also have a birthday card, but I think he'd just want to chew on it, which I guess is fair dues. You could have a little nibble on a birthday card. Couldn't you, baby boy? I think this is he for the day. But yeah, I do need to decide what to get for Gerry. There's two things I need to decide. What to get he, and what to do for the fundraiser that I want to do for his birthday as well. I need to come up with ideas for stuff. Back in my day, it used to be fine because you could just do Twitch sings at the end and everything would be fine. But not anymore. Not anymore. Now there's just confusion. A birthday card made of treats. Like a birthday card made of that edible paper stuff. No more Twitch things, no. Well, I guess it's time that I head off. Go and see Alex before he leaves. What is this bit emotion shenanigans? I think you can make them huge with bits, but it doesn't show up on my phone anyway, so I can't tell if they're big or standard. But yeah, I will be streaming at 2. And I will get the schedule out. Honest. Young's alive. Oh yeah, should we go and see some more tiny teams? Go and see what they're up to today. It's just a big old taparoo. Just find it when it's basically inside the channel points menu. Yeah. They just slowly, they just suddenly brought that out overnight. Oh, Ms. Ira, have a lovely sleep. Say when you're ready. Okay, bye everyone. I hope you all have lovely days. Now, see some of you at 2, but the rest of you, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will speak to you all soon. Oh, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. I don't know where Fifi is. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sniffle, snaffle, sniffler. We gone. Nice. Thank you. Oh, it's okay, Gerry. I'm still here.